Yo, what's up? It's Justus West, and I'm here with my friends from Roland to present to you the Roland Boss pedals now in plug-in form. They are powered by the Roland Cloud, which means if you have Roland Cloud, you now have these awesome plugins. Legendary pedals, like who doesn't know the signature Roland Boss sound? These pedals sound just like the real thing. I'm honestly kind of blown away. So let's just get into some cool guitar tones. I'm using the JC120 as our amp modeler. I already did a demo on this plugin as well, and it's so stellar. Obviously, just good solid state cleans, which I think is a perfect mate to show off the just the overall tonal quality of these pedals. The first one I want to show off, because there's a few. Actually, let's get into what they even put in here. So you have the DS1, the OD1, the SD1, you now have the PH1, and then you have the CS1, the SP1, the SG1, and then the TW1. This is like an iconic list of pedals, like iconic list, and there are so many hit songs and giant artists who have used these pedals in their music, and now we have them in the computer. But I want to show off some of my favorites, starting with the SD1. I built a cool tone with my guitar here. Check this out. I mean, come on. It's literally spectacular. And like one little Easter egg that I really love about these is that you can click where you would normally stomp on it, and it actually does turn the pedal on and off. Of course, you know, GUI wise, it's very straightforward. I think it's very smart to keep it just how the pedal is so that using it feels just like the real thing, but just in the computer now. You have your level, your tone, your drive. You also have this button for pro editing, which is where you can also do those same parameters. These are easy to map for like MIDI mapping if you wanted to actually automate. And then, you know, input mode, in-out mode, mono stereo, which is cool. And it's just super straightforward. It's super easy to use. Now, it just sounds so amazing. It really does. It's super responsive, which is nice. And it's really just like the real pedal. Next one I want to show off is the PH1, which is honestly like, I mean, who doesn't love phaser? Check this out. So I have the rate turned up, but even with the rate down, I like to keep the depth up personally. I mean, it's just so clean. And again, paired with this JC120, it's pretty beastly. Like, it's just like, wow, in my computer, I now have these tones right at my fingertips. Now, the SG1 might be one of my favorites in this list. Not one of, it actually is, because being able to use slow gear and do fades now in the box while recording, there's so many creative uses, even running synths, drums, like it gets crazy. Check this out. Like, insane. Absolutely insane. Roland, y'all have done it again. I'm such a fan of all the plugins, and y'all really have done it. Now I want to show what happens when you combine some of these. So I've made some tones here. Here it is with the SD one, and then following with the PH one. Yeah, I mean, super like funkadelic. It's got the vintage thing, but it still sounds modern enough and clean enough as well that, I'm just really inspired. I'm so inspired by these. I put together another one with the TW1 and then using the JUNO-60 Chorus. Check this out. So you can hear it kind of like catching those little peaks. I'm actually clipping just a tiny bit, but hey, it sounds good, so no worries. I mean, it's just perfect. Like, these are so good. So good, absolutely so good. And you can get some really, really classic and familiar tones right here in your computer now. Let me play you the piece of music I made, and then let's walk through how I put this together. Sick, sick. I actually really love this piece of music. So in my sector of the music industry per se, a lot of times I'll get hit up by songwriters or by other producers who are looking to start songs. So I call this like a song starter. You can call it a loop, or however you kind of call the terminology. But basically it's so that there's a piece of music that's inspiring for the producer and the songwriter who are in the room, like maybe they're in another city or I can't make the session, to get started with an idea. And so I make a lot of these frameworks, and the Roland tools, like overall, are the perfect tools for these frames. So when you look at it here, it's all Roland stuff and Ableton stock plugins. So again, with just Roland Cloud and your DAW, you can make stuff that sounds like this. So starting off with this main rhythm part, which is what kicked off the music idea for me. All right, cool. Let's walk through the tone. JC120 for the amp modeler. Sounds amazing, beautiful, clean tone. Smidge of EQ, and then in terms of effects, I use the phaser. The PH1 is such a cool pedal, and it sounds awesome. It's not too much, it's always just enough. Depth turned up, rate turned down, and that's how you get this tone. I also added a little stock Ableton reverb, but I mean, man, it doesn't really get better than this. Even without the verb, it's... so good, so good. Just literally running right through the PH1. Then there's another main rhythm part here. Let me close this. So the signal chain is the same, JC120, but at this time, to create some separation between these two parts, I turned the rate up and the depth up, which is really cool because it gives the parts their own kind of character while using, again, just the same pedal or plugin right here. Pretty gnarly. Now for the lead line, it's best to stack them so that they sit right in the mix and you have all sorts of different timbres going. So the first one I started with was a super compressed version of the lead melody. So to achieve this tone, I use the JC120 again as our amp modeler. And then I also use this, the T-Wah, the TW1. It's such a good wah kind of filter envelope emulator. You can see my settings here, and I wanted this to be more about the attack than the notes. So I went ahead and pulled out the CS1 compressor and just slammed it down, smashed it down. And so you get this very just this pluck of a guitar tone. And then from there, I just kind of kept stacking on it until the line became more and more prominent, but still pleasing to the ear. So here we have this sound. So this is the TW1 again, but with a different setting. Sounds amazing, and the parts together really blend nicely, but it still wasn't enough. So I kept stacking. And now we get into more of the dirty tone. So this is the first dirty tone. So this is classic. This is literally classic. Just a little bit of a TW1 there, and then the age-old DS1. What a legendary distortion this is. I kept everything at noon, like how it is just right out the box. And that tone sounded super amazing. And then I stacked it one more time right here. So what's really cool about this tone is the exact same signal chain as the other dirty lead, but I added in the JUNO-60 Chorus, another awesome Roland Cloud plugin, and it just added some width, and this is how you really get that vintage feel. All of these plugins are modeled to be just like the original hardware versions, and they sound amazing. And from there, I use a myriad of other Roland plugins like the JD800. You know, here we have the harpsichord patch out of the 106, which is so awesome, with a little bit of Juno Chorus. And then these patches are really cool. I want to put a little attention on this before we go. On the harpsichord patch, I use the RE201. So without the RE201, this is what it sounds like. Just dry. A really cool patch, but it's dry. And then with the RE201, so I took that, stacked it with a Jupiter 4 patch. You know, the basses come from the SH101. And this is a perfect example of how Roland Cloud tools can superpower your creative process. These Boss pedals are amazing, multi-use, and now you have them in the box, so they're very easy to put on whatever instruments you want and really get creative with the usage of them. So I would definitely recommend getting your Roland Cloud set up, getting these Boss pedals set up, and using all the synths and other effects to enhance your creative process. All right, thanks for watching this. I'm out.